FamOver.
Fam, what's good? What's good? It's your boy Thou, FamOver TV. I appreciate everybody tapping into the channel, showing love, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, stopping by, whatever you're doing. I appreciate it. These videos are for entertainment purposes only. Your discretion is always advised. Salute to everybody out there on this good Monday, man. Top of the week. Hope everybody feeling good, good energy around, good love around. We got some good content to check out today. Great content on your way in. Make sure you hit that like button. We're going to be looking in some of these videos, man, talking about the super soldiers. Also, we're going to go back over that ice wall. Talk about this inner earth civilization that they say exists. And Agartha, the Agarthian civilization. And do y'all believe that? Or is it all cap? I don't know. We go look into it though. Salute to everybody out there, man. I appreciate all the love. I don't know what's going on with my they won't let me do the little text box on StreamYard. I don't know what's going on. Salute to everybody in the building already. Queen Libra, what's good? Boo the shoes. Brittany, what's good? Say you been busy. It's all good. It's all good. Glad you're in here. Just catch a live when you can. Go wait for a few more people to fall in, then we'll get started, y'all. Bang Boogie, what up, fam? What's popping with you? My Memphis fam. Hey, man. Say, man. Yeah, man. This topic right here, I'm very in tune with it, interested in it and everything, man, with the inner earth civilization. Like, I just keep on going down this rabbit hole because I'm like, damn, like, it's just be making you think, like, what if it is like a civilization? I believe it is too. Like, what if it is a civilization like living within the earth, over, within the earth, like in hollow earth on the other side of the ice wall. And that's why they made that agreement to not go over there and leave it alone and everything. And then what if some of these like UFOs, we be thinking is UFOs coming from somewhere else and everything? Like, what if all that shit coming from over there and they just coming to the surface just to explore and everything? You feel me? So we gonna get into all that, man. We got a few people in here. We might as well go ahead and get it started, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Keep that algorithm going. Let's roll it.
And we're very powerful. This country is very powerful. Let me tell you, it's far more powerful than people understand. We have weaponry that nobody has any idea what it is, and it is the most powerful weapons in the world that we have. More powerful than anybody, not even close.
So the soldier explains it kind of like a shockwave that went out, and immediately they all fell, blood out of the ear, nose, mouth. Once that happened, they were useless, is what he says. There was nothing we could do. We could not even think straight anymore. He blames the Americans for not fighting fair because he says they were shooting out of the helicopters. And before they even hit the ground, most of those people were incapacitated and could no longer fight back. They were just watching it all go down and couldn't do anything about it.
But the United States proved once again that we have the most powerful, most lethal, most sophisticated, and most fearsome. It's a fearsome military on planet Earth, and it's not even close. I've been saying it for a long time. Nobody can take us. Nobody. We don't want to have it. We don't have a discussion, but you read all and you see everything else. Nobody could have done that. Nobody has our weapons. Nobody has the quality of our weapons.
Boy. We got to talk about a wild story that is going viral. That likely is true because White House.
Hey, the way Trizzy been talking lately, he know we got something that ain't nobody else got. The way he been like, he's so confident and so like yeah, like can't nobody fuck with us. Like kind of talk like he knows something. We definitely got something that these other militaries don't have for sure. Diane, boss lady, was good.
Press Secretary Caroline Levitt actually reposted this, a story from a Venezuelan security guard loyal to Nicolas Maduro, who found out, right, when the Delta Force, aka the D, invaded Caracas and captured Nicolas Maduro. Apparently, the U.S. used a powerful mystery weapon that brought Venezuelan soldiers to their knees during the Maduro raid. Now, this is according to a witness. Again, I'm assuming that this is true because the White House press secretary basically retweeted it. But this soldier, who was very afraid, right? He was not feeling too good, right, about what happened. Basically, this weapon incapacitated all of the soldiers before the Delta Force could even get on the ground, right? Basically, they were already defeated before the soldiers got to the facility that Nicolas Maduro was in.
Dang.
And I want to play this clip of this guy translating what the soldier is saying, okay? I'm going to play a little bit of the soldier speaking Spanish, but I'm going to...
They probably use one of those dudes, DEWs. Y'all already know them direct boys.
To play a clip after that of somebody translating what he's saying, and then we're going to get into this because apparently this story has Latin America on edge, right? They understand that the United States, we are the most powerful military in the world, and that we have weapons that are otherworldly, right, in nature, in regards to how we can just straight up destroy a city like Caracas, like that, right, or to capture a dictator or a leader of somebody's country like that. So without further ado, roll the clip.
Eso fueron nada más 8 helicópteros, solamente 8 helicópteros dijeron ellos. Y fue verdad, pues nada más fueron 8 helicópteros y 20 hombres. 20 hombres que mataron a 200 hombres, bueno, 32 de un solo coñazo.
Nah, he know he wrong for this, man. We know you supposed to put the English translation or something on this, man. We can't understand this, man.
Más de poco de guardia, honores presidenciales, un poco de civiles. Y solamente eran 20, pero los armamentos que tenían, bueno, eran unos armamentos que me dicen los panas.
Now, I'm sure you've heard about Venezuela's security detail, what they described happened in the commandeering of Maduro and the destruction of his military government. Now, anytime 20 soldiers come into a country unannounced, unseen, unheard, unknown, and take out hundreds of soldiers, ladies and gentlemen, these are super soldiers. Super soldier programs that William Cooper talked about and Phil Snyder and so many others. But I want you to understand, this is not an exercise of power. This is spiritual commandeering and spiritual muscle that is taking control of these particular individuals. Now, it's not just America who has these super soldiers. China has them, Russia has them, and North Korea has them. Japan, Iran, and Turkey. But America has been on this biological arms race with China and Russia for a very long time, since the 1940s. Now, you remember when Adolf talked about a master race? This was exactly what he was talking about. And what you have to understand and overstand is that this is the veil finally being lifted up. Lifted up from your eyes and lifted up from the world. Those who don't believe, you're going to see. Those who do believe, you're now seeing. So you have to understand, the movie Universal Soldier and so many other movies about biological arm races and Captain America, for example, this is exactly what they've been doing. Now, you've heard the story of a lot of people who made videos about how they use sophisticated drones to destroy a lot of places, right, within the confines of Venezuela. And what I need you to get you to understand, you should not be surprised by this. And if you are surprised by this, that's because you're not paying attention and you haven't been paying attention. But this is reality. This is what they're going to do when martial law happens in America. You will not be able to lift up a pistol. You will not be able to use your right hooks, your uppercuts, and your knees to the gut tactics. You're going to need the Lord Jesus Christ, because Jesus said, without me, you can do nothing. So if you think you're going to get through this, with your, throwing hand tactics and your karate and all that, you can give it up right now. Now, I'm not telling you not to defend yourself, but if you do not have the Lord Jesus Christ, you will not make it. This was an example to the world of the things that they're capable of and the things that they have that they're going to implement on the world. They will overtake the world when this stuff happens, right? When the seizure of resources finally goes to an upgraded scale, they're going to use this stuff. The New World Order is, I would say it's here. They're just waiting on the right time to implement it worldwide. But America, this is not an exercise of power for you. This is the power they're going to use against you. Now again, these were super soldiers that jumped out of 8 airplanes, right? 8 helicopters, whatever it was. And they only used 20 to take down hundreds. Ladies and gentlemen, wake up. Because Daniel chapter 2 verse 43 says, and they shall mix themselves with the seed of men. As miry clay is mixed with iron, not mixed with iron, this is what's happening. Now I'm going to show you something. For example, brains boosted with microchips, right? Microchips, which allows telepathic communication. Bionic eye with built-in camera and augmented reality vision. Super hearing to tune into things impossible for unaugmented humans to hear. Implanted chip to monitor health real time, which will be beamed back to HQ. Enhanced strength using robotics and drugs to lift an extra 100 kilograms. Robot legs to allow climbing, difficult terrain, and carrying heavy loads. This is what you're seeing. This is what you're seeing, and this is what you're about to see. Jesus said, expose them.
This shit is like a fucking movie for real, man. For real. Like some of the movies you've seen with the super soldiers in there that be robots and everything. Like, it's like, damn, like we really living in like a fucking movie script. Now, I hope we don't ever see martial law, y'all. I don't want to be. I hope we never go through that. I hope we don't see that. What y'all think in the chat? Y'all think it's possible? Y'all think martial law is a thing that can happen over here? I mean, I know it can happen, but do y'all think it will happen? I just feel like it'd be too many people that, you know, that'll go against it. They ain't gonna like that. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be definitely some fighting. Big Nudie, what's up? Christy, what's good? But yeah, man, I believe them super soldiers is out here and they using those weapons. You know, they got all type of different weapons that we don't really know about, man. Like I know y'all heard the story that one time, like they got sound weapons. And we've actually seen it. We've seen it. I remember we seen the video on one of the streams where it was like this sound thing. They had it on like a truck or something, and they can drive it through an area or a town or something, and they can, you know, detonate it, and it'll send these waves out and have people all kind of like delusional headaches and all that type of shit off of like a sound frequency. So just imagine what they got, man. They got all type of shit. I believe it. I know we got super soldiers. They got some shit right now underground. They got the soldiers that they just sent over there. They back underground getting charged up right now, plugged in. Gen S was good. Fractures. Oh yeah. Hope you get well. Gotta calm down, girl. You moving around too much.
Area 51 is not what you think it is. There's a town that sits right outside of Area 51 named Rachel, Nevada. A giant skeleton was found in Rachel, Nevada. Right? A pyramid sits right in the center of the base of Area 51 with an underground tunnel that runs directly under the pyramid, and it is aligned with the summer solstice. Today, there's a military base there. It's very restricted, right? And it is associated with the UFO agenda. To hide our ancient civilization that was in Nevada. They teach you aliens are flying around out there. In the military, or using the underground tunnels that the ancient culture built for military operations. Today, we know the truth now.
Sigmund Freud came from a Sabbatian family. This is Jewish mysticism. And they believed that this man, Sabbatai Zevi, was their messiah. He was a homosexual psychopath who believed in practicing incest as a sacrament. This is how they were going to move forward in the world. And Sigmund Freud discovered that the reason that they do this is because it conditions the child to grow up to be a psychopath, because of what they have to go through trying to understand why their parents did this. This is all real. All of these authors are Jewish. They support the Jewish movement. The second author, David Bakan, I think actually regrets writing his book because he thought it was going to be this like expose of, why the Jews in Europe should be sympathized for. And then people went, wait, what's going on here? It's right in your face what's going on. They have tremendous amount of power. They've always had power. And it is because what they believe in is evil is okay. They believe in the doctrine of evil, that you must lower yourselves and commit the most depraved acts of evil to prove that evil doesn't actually exist. And then you can ascend in society. That to me seems to be the guiding philosophy of people in Israel, I would say. Like this idea that you can commit acts of evil to get ahead in society. When I see what's happening in Gaza, how do you look at this and not understand this is evil?
We don't see any part of the airplane breaking, bending, buckling, twisting, or slowing down. It's unphysical. Ignoring the airplanes, the official 9/11 videos looked like this. They make much more sense with the airplane removed. We see a tower exploding. The wall doesn't break inwards, it explodes outwards.
That shit crazy. It's crazy how 20 some years later, how all this stuff be coming out and everything. But looking at that, that's crazy. But I'm not even finna talk about that topic because every time I talk about that topic or bring that up and everything, they always flag the channel, send me some copyright stuff or strike my channel or something. So that's how you know they don't want us to be talking about that type of stuff. I'm gonna leave that one alone for real. DJ, what's good?
For organ donor on the back of your license. Because you're becoming a victim. Predators, you know how much they charge for every motherfucking organ in a black person's body? We worth way more than white people because our organs last longer, the density and all that shit is way better. So this is why motherfucking black children be coming up missing. Because not only are they sacrificing them for their little satanic ass rituals, they body partner. And then the part that they don't want end up getting grinded up and turned into McDonald's hamburger meat. Facts.
And that's why Eddie Griffin got blackballed. That's why you don't see him no more. You don't hear about nothing no more. He don't get no shows no more, no movies, nothing. Because he can't be, if you on here trying to spread some truth or anything, they go motherfucking erase you. We in the future. Look at this TV, y'all. Transparent TV. This how you know we in the future. This how you know like the holograms is coming soon. Like the holographic phones and TVs and everything. Like all that shit is on its way. It's probably already here. I mean, look at this. Like this is amazing right here. Power lines was good, fam. That's crazy. Man. Man, ain't that crazy, y'all? The transparent TV. Man, that's how you know we got some advanced technology. We got some shit. Look at that, man. You can see through that boy. And if they got the TV, you know they finna have the phones. The phones gonna be like that soon. That's crazy. That boy probably cost so much right now. I know the ticket on that boy. High. Let's keep it going. Hit that like button, y'all. Keep the algorithm jumping. Crazy work.
So the super soldier program, if you're following me, then you probably have heard about the super soldier program. It's people who begin to recover memories of being in some kind of military operations, often off-world, often using tech, like futuristic tech. Often they have been augmented in some way, so that makes them a super soldier. That's the term, super soldier. Oftentimes they describe it like they're sent off world to do missions and things for sometimes 10, 20 years at a time, but no time has passed in their physical world. Or they go off on the journeys and then they come back and they're like, time is reversed or they're regressed. And it's like they never left. So it's a little bit complex, but I think I have an idea about what could be happening with some of the people who have super soldier memories. I don't talk about it openly, but I also have very vivid memories of being a super soldier. A lot of what I teach you and tell you, I learned in these operations that don't make any sense, that I couldn't have possibly have been on, but I have the memories from being on them. I have memories from utilizing the tech. I have memories of being in these off-world locations. So what I think happened, at least for me, I can't speak for anybody else.
Damn, she must have been in the military. She must have been like in a branch or something, and just what they be doing though. You know they be doing that MK Ultra and mind control stuff and all type of stuff in the military. Ain't no telling what they doing in the military. I'm sure some of y'all can vouch for that. Some people, we all our military veterans or people who have some experience with the militaries, man.
But as I dig down into it for myself, on behalf of myself, my working theory that I'm relying on at the moment and allowing it to coalesce and prove itself out, the most solid theory I have come up with is that when we were in these when we were taking out a class and we did the gate things, I think what they were doing is putting us in simulations. A lot of us remember being hooked up. We had the little headphones and we had the little things over our eyes looking for dots, and sometimes we had something to drink. I think what may have been happening, at least for me.
Hey, you right, DJ. I just thought about that. Like on Wolverine, he was a super soldier. I remember that. Crazy. He sure was.
Is that I was put through very realistic simulations. Like immersive technology. I think some of us were being subjected to immersive technology. And the reason for this, in my opinion, is to activate the symbiotes. Because I think that some of us in the GATE program, some people got implanted with a symbiote up the nose or in other places. I believe that DARPA, and I guess this is a belief. Yeah, it is a belief. I'm careful with belief versus reliance, but I believe that they have thousands and thousands of symbiotes to choose from, symbiote samples. They can do all sorts of things with symbiotes. And so I think some of us were implanted with them. And I think part of the reason, there were several reasons for these simulations, but at least one of the reasons was to activate the symbiote inside the body. So they would have put you through a different simulation based on the kind of symbiote that you got implanted with. And you would register it as very real experiences because your consciousness did experience it, and it would get coded. It would get lacquered into the fascia. The fascia would create a record of it, and your fascia is your living antenna system, and that's where the memories start to eke out of. And I know that there was a time when they were trying to delete our memories because after the simulation, they do something to your mind to remove the memories so you don't remember it. So you just go home from school and you're like, I was at recess, but really maybe you spent 20 years fighting, insectoids or something on some other planet. I think that.
Hey, I believe her too. And it's crazy because it's proof to support what she's saying, because remember those CIA files that came out? stating like the stuff they can do to people's memory and how they can erase people's memory and everything. Like it was these files, these CIA files came out, and entertainment purposes only, allegedly. I don't even know why I said that 3-letter agency, but anyway, those files came out, and they were stating how, you know, they were white people memory and talking about MK Ultra and all this type of stuff, and you know, what else? All the other stuff that's talking about how people can astral project and all that, and how they can remote view things and all that. So, you know, it's possible because it's out there. It's possible for sure, man. Supreme was good.
What happened, the reason we still have our memories, even though they tried to delete them, is because they were deleting them from here, but they're actually in our bodies. And I think what happens is that our fascia starts, as it starts to unpack and unfold and release, I think that starts to move through our bodies, and then eventually it makes its way into our consciousness, into our awareness, and then we remember using this technology, being in these. I remember flying ships that are connected to my DNA, and I fly it with my consciousness. There's no switches or anything like that. I know that there's places I can access that I can just put my hand up. It'll look like a mountain, like the side of a mountain, but actually it's an entrance to somewhere, and I can just put my hand up and I can go in that way, just using my biofield as the security key. I have so many memories of things like this.
Damn.
And it would seem very, very real. This, in my opinion, this isn't real. Not the way you think. And even within this, every individual is experiencing a different version of reality based on their own predilections, their own summations, how they sort, filter, and apply experiences. We're still only having our own individual experiences, and we're only having them in our minds, in our consciousness. I think we are in some kind of an immersive simulation.
I was just gonna say, a fucking simulation. Gervais, what up?
Bioorganic holographic simulation, living simulated system right now. I think that's what we're in. So I don't think this is real, so to speak. So if this clocks as so real the way that it does, then it stands to reason that other simulations would clock equally as real, which means they would be in our bodies. A memory of them would be in our bodies as though we actually really had these experiences, and we would stand all the way on business, 10 toes down. Yes, I experienced this. And I believe that I went through things like that because I know things I couldn't possibly know. There's no way.
She said stand on business. I like you. I like this. I like this lady, man. Okay, man. Stand on business. 10 toes down.
That I could know. There's no way that I could picture it. There's no way that I could draw diagrams. There's just no way unless this information is in me somehow. And it would also explain how people have said that, like, they were sentenced to like 10 or 20 years somewhere, like they were punished. You could be put in a simulation where you lived in that your consciousness was in that simulation for that amount of time, but no time passed here in the physical world, or very little time passed here, because you were immersed in a simulated reality. So this is just my 2 cents. This is my theory. What do you think?
I believe everything she just said is possible. That's crazy. I know it's far-fetched for some people. Some people will be like, man, yeah, right. You done lost your damn mind, man. If you don't leave those conspiracies alone, quit going down those rabbit holes and everything. No, I don't think she tripping, fam. Power lines. I don't think she tripping. I definitely believe, like, and I ain't gonna say everything, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying this is simulation and everything, but I definitely believe like they doing stuff to alter our thoughts and our minds and everything. And they got the ability with some of the stuff that they have, I don't know, by frequencies or whatever, to make us forget things. That's how we don't know our history. Shit, a lot of us don't know, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, every once in a while, these downloads and these memories will come back, and you'll be able to remember some of this shit. You're like, damn, and it's like she said, some of the shit be feeling so real. Like, I believe some of it. Like, I ain't saying we are in a simulation, but I definitely believe like some of that shit she was just talking is a good theory. It is possible.
Cornstarch, soy literacy, potassium bromate. Potassium bromate? This supermarket is trying to kill us. You, potassium bromide, do you know what that is?
Are you okay, sir?
It is known to induce renal cell tumors, mesotheliomas of the peritoneum.
Can I call someone for you?
Call someone. You know what you're putting into our bodies? Death. Delicious strawberry flavored death.
Okay, I'm calling security.
Yes.
All right, so I just saw a video from
Crazy, they've been putting this shit in the movies our whole life. They be giving us little clues in movies and everything. Like, there's too many movies that came out that shows and give us clues of different stuff that's like coming to the light now. And even stuff that's even coming out right now is giving us clues of what's to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like Greenland 2. Like that Greenland 2 is all talking about living underground and bunkers and everything, because some fragments from these meteor fragments, if y'all seen, go watch Greenland 1. Greenland 1, you know what I'm saying, is out. Greenland 2 is out too, is at the movies. If you got a Fire Stick, you probably can watch it too, but y'all go check that out, man. It's definitely what's going on. They trying to give us little hints and shit. For real. Big Ant, what's good, fam? Danny, what up? Salute to everybody in the building, y'all.
this guy, and I was like, he was spitting some facts, but then, you know, I checked out his TikTok channel, page, whatever, and I got a little skeptic, but whatever, let's talk about it. So basically, this guy was just talking about how Antarctica and like how the whole discovery about it and why nobody's allowed to know anything about it or go there or anything. I won't say too much, but you can just watch the video, you know what I'm saying? Basically, he was saying that there's a city, okay, in the ice, and that's why nobody can go there. All right, stay with me here, stay with me. But it's like it was like in the 1800s, and it's a city that it's like its own time. There's no trace of it anywhere on the earth in the time. No idea how that whole city's been made. And like when it came down to it, the only way for like this actual scientists to explain it was that they kept trying to prove their own theories, but they couldn't. So the only way that they could explain it was that, stay with me, there was like a parallel dimensional like merge, and that city got trapped here on Earth in Antarctica, and that's why it's no man's land, because it's not ours. It's not even our city, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. It's just a thought. When I was watching the video, it kind of blew my mind. I watched the whole thing. I was so invested. I was like, what am I watching here? But I checked out his account, and he's making like SCP containment breach videos, and I was like, that's like a video game, and like, you know, it's been around for so long. I don't know if that's real, or is it just making...
Hey, I got the whole interview. It was too long. I was gonna play it, but it's too long. But this dude, he talking about the NHA. It's called the Null Horizon Authority. They over there on the ice, you know, on the other side of the ice wall, and he was just, man, he talking a whole bunch of stuff. He just did this like a few days ago. I think January 9th. He started releasing like this interview where he talking about all the stuff going on over there and everything, and it's crazy because we keep hearing these stories, and it's kind of repetitive, you know what I'm saying? He kind of repeating some of the things like we've heard, but
creepypastas. Is this a creepypasta? What do you think? Let me know.
When you're talking about the Anunnaki, when you had calamity on the planet, these are the Danakil tribe. The Danakil tribe went inside the planet to escape the ice glacier floods and things of that nature. They went inside the planet when you got the subterranean kingdom, talking about Agartha, the Rainbow City, and things of that nature. These are the beings that they talking about who are 9 feet tall, 10 feet tall. These are the beings that, you know what I'm saying, that's inside the mounds that was all throughout the coast of the Mississippi River, right? So now when you go to back to Dr. York's publication, the book is called Let's Talk About the End, right? So according to Genesis 11, that they came down to Earth and have been extraterrestrial according to the definition. Extra, a prefix signifying outside and outside the scope of the region, beyond and more than besides. Terrestrial, pertaining to Earth, existing on Earth. Now this means that anybody and anything that came down was originally not from planet Earth, is an extraterrestrial. So according to Genesis 11:5, God is an extraterrestrial. There are many and other accounts that can be found in the Bible regarding extraterrestrial involvement, as well as the Quran. So that's when the Quran, it talks about, according to the Tetragrammaton, agreeable and disagreeable, it says that the sons of God came down to the daughters of men, right? Mysterious clouds, the burning of bushes. So now this is where you get the angels, when you're talking about your so-called angels are your Anunnaki, right? And they came down in human form and went inside the planet. So this is where referred to the Bible or the Quran as gods and angels, and they can be agreeable or disagreeable reptilians, which is what your basically your so-called devil is. You know what I'm saying? So these are just examples that are basically taken out of context due to mysticism. That so this is what's bringing you down to reality. You know what I'm saying? According to this publication that was written by Dr. York. Right?
So Agartha, this inner Earth civilization, you're saying they're a bridge off of this sort of country in Antarctica.
Right. I'm wondering, like, is this Agartha civilization that they're talking about that's in the inner Earth, is this like connected or, you know what I'm saying, related to the Anunnaki? Or is this civilization something else or whatever? Like, I'm at to look into that. You said Trizzy rerouted another attempt on him a little bit ago. I'm at to look into that, Christy. He did. What happened, man? Let me go find it.
Look, you're talking about a civilization who existed before all the cataclysms that sort of wiped out previous generations, right? Okay, these people migrated into the earth through polar passages, right? They preserved knowledge from pre-biblical eras that we can't even comprehend. Built an artificial goddamn solar fusion sphere simulating a literal sun, which sort of just creates this almost atmospheric looking sky, right? Like a permanent afternoon sort of glow. It's really fascinating, honestly, right? I mean, they're basically guardians of ancient knowledge, right? Anti-gravity mechanisms, just a breakaway human civilization that never collapsed. I mean, they don't age the way we do. Their cities are made up of crystal towers, smooth white stone, everything just powered by this artificial sun. You know, a lot of people think all these UFO sightings are off-planet species, but no. Right? It's literally just Agarthians coming to the surface, sort of just observing the rest of humanity from time to time.
Man, I'm so curious about that area over there, man. I wish they'd let me go over there and visit them and talk to them for a few hours and see what's really going on, man. They must be friendly. They gotta be friendly, because if they wasn't friendly, they would have came over here on some bullshit. Like, yeah, we finna go up to the surface and start some bullshit. We finna go take over some shit and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gotta be cool, like, for them to agree, like, okay, we go stay over here. We ain't gonna mess with y'all. You know what I'm saying? We'll fly some UFOs over there once in a while just to see what y'all doing. But like, I feel like if they over there living, they advanced, they got advanced, technology and all that type of stuff. Like, they could have been over here. And who's to say they not? Then came up to the surface and they just, be among us, and they just disguising themselves. You feel me? For real. Let's keep it going, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Appreciate all y'all, man. Hit that like button. Keep the algorithm jumping. Let's keep it rolling.
In 26 Easter. What will happen? The star will, the alignment she told me about, that the star of Regulus would be on the horizon in front of the Sphinx. At that moment, there'd be a new knowledge. Well, I had no idea if this was even possible, but these astronomers run it through the machines, and it comes out that star is going to come up on the horizon in Easter of 2026.
Every time they throw a date out there, I do this. Like, man, we don't want to hear about no motherfucking dates and all this type of shit no more, man. When it happened, man. They always throwing dates out here about everything. Yeah, Easter 2026, the star will align with the Sphinx, and like, yeah, okay. We still waiting on the what is it? The AI, the The AI Atlas, whatever, the Atlas, whatever. We still waiting on that. We waiting on the motherfucking rapture, all type of stuff, man. I don't want to hear no dates. Don't say no dates. None.
Easter 2026. I gave him a specific time. And it was with Robert Grant that I told him about this alignment and all. And he's like, oh my God. He's been looking for this ruby. This little ruby you have to find and place it between the halls of Sphinx to make this event that he knows is going to happen in 2026. I said, Robert, it's not a ruby, it's the Star of Regulus. He looks at it, he's like, oh my God, it's the King Star.
Man, happy with this shit. Big Clint, what up?
So, what's going to happen, I don't know. But I think it's possible that's the return of
Christ.
Yeah.
Y'all need to get the fuck on with all this shit, man. He sound like he took a bunch of Percocets or something, man.
Humans are the most powerful beings in the universe, not because we're some kind of gods, but because we have free will. No one else in this dimension has that except us. Easiest way to manipulate this reality is to break patterns. Whoever consciously breaks patterns in their daily life will achieve anything they want to ransom. They become untouchable. The year 2033 will be very difficult for all of humanity. Those who don't prepare will be crushed, primarily on a spiritual level.
Dimension, you don't need to push so hard. Forcing things is an old school approach, Bay. Nowadays, things come much easier as long as you're in alignment.
I think on one side of it, I think we really do have an entire subspecies of creatures that do exist mostly inside the earth, and they are not readily surface dwelling anymore. And I do believe, like in Lake Havasu City, Arizona, man, inside the London Bridge is a massive room, like a throne room, where they engage in this magic. But this Brotherhood of the Serpent, they call upon Nahash, the dragon. And
would that be in normal terms Satan?
Yeah, most people know him as Satan, right? Yeah.
In 1899, Frederick Spencer Oliver published a book called A Dweller on Two Planets, which tells an amazing story that was found written on ancient Hindu tablets. Over 1 million years ago, the Earth was ruled by two very advanced civilizations, the Atlanteans and the Lemurians, and both cultures had technology that far exceeds our own. Atlantis was the dominant culture.
Atlantis and the Lemurians. So maybe, and they had technology back then. Maybe this is an explanation of why we be seeing some of the things we see. You know what I'm saying? Where we thinking like, how the fuck did they build some of it? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe some of that technology was passed down, and then, like I said, they erase everything, erase history, erase memories and everything. Make it like a whole nother start over, a reset. We don't know what. All they told us is we came over here on a boat from Africa. We came over here on a boat from motherfucking Africa, y'all. Man, oh my God.
And for many years, it was benevolent. But about 25,000 years ago, Atlantis became corrupt and wanted to rule all people on the earth. Lemurians rejected this idea and wanted to be left alone. And after much internal conflict, Atlantis decided to go to war with the Lemurians. And for years, the two mighty civilizations deployed devastating nuclear weapons against each other. The explosions were so violent that they caused the Earth's tectonic plates to become unstable and the magnetic poles to shift. Finally, a massive flood tore across the planet and laid waste to both civilizations. In all, 60 million Lemurians died. Atlantis suffered severe losses as well. The few surviving Atlanteans evacuated to Agartha, an underground city that we'll be covering on this channel. The last remaining Lemurians fled to Mount Shasta and established a city called Telos. And what's amazing is there's a Hawaiian legend that says the islands of Hawaii were once part of a vast continent called Mu, also known as Lemuria. And once J.C. Brown learned of these stories, he was convinced that he had found the lost civilization of Lemuria under Mount Shasta. So he decided, now 30 years later, it was time to go back to the mountain.
Why did the
That's crazy. Agartha, man. Agartha, we keep hearing about that. The inner earth. DJ, you said the Destiny swapped us. That shit is real. You believe we came over here on some ships, some slave ships? They brought over hundreds of thousands of slaves over here. I don't believe that shit one bit. If they don't gone with that, ain't no fucking way. DJ Pugs was good, fam. Well, he said, no, Baby Case was good.
Agarthians migrate out of these Antarctic nations? Was there any particular reason?
Yeah, there was. A few centuries ago, a faction inside Agartha started questioning everything right. They believed we should explore lands beyond Agartha. This group's ideology got very famous and controversial, right? They wanted to explore to see if there are more civilizations outside of this continent, right? To share knowledge with the surface. They called it the Great Outreach. But the High Council called it betrayal. They feared exposure would destroy the balance. So when that faction refused to yield, they were exiled out of Agartha, so they were small in numbers, and decided they will explore on their own and started their expedition out of Antarctica. But here, the thing, our bodies were in...
They definitely took our destiny. They erased that out of all of us, man. They took that. They took a whole lot more than our destiny, too, for sure. You right, DJ, my bad.
Perfect sync with the cold. The temperature kept our cells in near stasis, no oxidation, no breakdown. We have no concept of cell decay in our bodies, right? When they came to the surface, sunlight and warm temperatures disrupted that balance. Their cells started burning energy faster, and for some reason, cell decay started to happen, right? At first, it was subtle, skin dulling, breath shortening, but in our second generation, we started to age like surface dwellers.
This man went viral for exposing living creatures beneath our feet, then vanished without a trace. The interview that got him erased is now playing. Watch before they delete it.
Is down there.
Giant monsters.
And who are they and why are they here?
They're a natural defense mechanism from the planet. They've been here longer than any of us have, or since before the dinosaurs even. These are creatures that go back millions of years potentially and have been living there for a very, very long time.
Why you call them giant monsters? Like, what if they just a different civilization? Like, they can't be too much of no monsters. Like I said, they ain't came over here and tried to do no, like they ain't came up to the surface and tried to take over no shit or did nothing. Like, I don't know. They might have took a few people with them or something, you know what I'm saying? That might explain why some people be going missing and stuff, but he called them monsters and everything. Or it's these people that's living in the inner earth. Is these people related to the reptilians or all that shit? Like, I don't know, man. It's so much going on, man.
My personal encounter with them is they're highly intelligent, and I guarantee you a living creature that's 200 or 300 feet tall, that's, several 100,000 or 1,000,000 years old, has a consciousness that probably defies understanding from me or you anyway.
How long have they been here?
Millions of years. Probably even maybe since the beginning of the planet.
Damn.
Could you give me an example of what one of these giants look like?
Sure. I've only had one personal experience that I can relate. While I have been briefed on the subject and I could describe a few other things, I only have one personal experience that I was there for, saw with my own eyes, and experienced with my own 5 senses. So if you want to imagine something that resembles a big furry primate, maybe like a sloth that walks on its hands and is covered with hair that looks like giant dreadlocks.
How tall?
Damn, he said giant dreadlocks. Man, is he trying to give us a hint? Are they dark colored over there? Is this some of our ancestors over there? Dreadlocks. And he said he went down there. Like, I'm not all the way believing him, because you wouldn't be telling this story. They wipe your nose. Oh, they did say he disappeared 20. Oh, okay. He did disappear. So he might have been telling some truth then.
Do you think, could you estimate?
I would estimate that it was probably between 250 and 300 feet tall.
Damn.
How do they grow to such an extreme size, and why aren't we not seeing them on the surface?
Well, I think we're talking about pre-primordial time. So we're talking about before the dinosaurs, when plants and animals were even larger. So I think we're just talking about they came from a time when biological life grew bigger.
You ever hear the theory that there's an entire world hidden beneath us?
Damn, man. That is a monster. That big. I thought he was gonna say like 9 feet, 10 feet tall. Man, what?
I'm not talking caves or bunkers, but a full-on civilization living inside the earth. They call it Agartha. And here's the wild part. Almost every ancient culture talks about it. The Tibetans called it Shambhala, a hidden city of light. The Hindus said it was Patala. Even the Hopis spoke of the ant people, beings who saved humans by taking them underground during disasters.
It seems like every ancient culture shared this story.
Then in the 1800s, this French mystic, Saint Ives de l'Alvedre, claimed Agartha was real. He said enlightened masters lived there, guiding humanity in secret. He didn't say it was a myth. He said it was history, knowledge the world wasn't ready for. Years later, author Ferdinand Ozendowski goes into Mongolia, and the monks there tell him the same thing. All about a hidden world underground, ruled by the king.
Over hundreds of feet tall. That's what he said.
King of the world, who could influence global events telepathically. Different continent, but the same story. And it doesn't stop there. Later in the century, an American author named John Cleves Sims Jr. said the earth was hollow, with openings at both poles. He tried to convince Congress to fund an expedition, but they laughed at him. But a century later, Navy pilot Admiral Richard Byrd actually did fly there. In 1947, Admiral Byrd supposedly went beyond Antarctica, and what he described was nothing like ice. You may know this as Operation High Jump. Admiral Byrd supposedly kept a journal where he wrote about lush green valleys, strange animals, even mammoth-like creatures, and a civilization, which told him mankind was heading towards destruction. He said he was summoned there to deliver a warning. However, his journal vanished right after his debriefing in D.C. More than a decade later, in 1964, a guy named Raymond Bernard published The Hollow Earth, connecting all of these stories from different cultures, from Byrd, Sims, Ozendowski, and more, saying governments have known for decades, and that they're protecting whatever is down there. Another interesting thing was that the name Raymond was a pseudonym. The ideas were linked to a man named Walter Siegmeister, an American writer who studied at Columbia and New York University. He wasn't uneducated or out there. And what happened next? Both the US and Russia suddenly declared the polar regions off limits to exploration. And the Antarctic Treaty is the only thing governments on the entire planet have ever agreed upon. Have you asked yourself why? What if all of these people weren't crazy? What if they just discovered the same hidden truth from different corners of history? Ancient texts, military journals, banned books, all pointing to one thing: that there's more to this planet than we've been told. Maybe Agartha isn't some fantasy land. Maybe it's the one place humanity was never meant to find. A world so pure, so powerful, that those in control have buried the truth. Maybe not even to protect us, but to continue to let Agartha live in peace.
Man, that shit right there, crazy. And it makes sense because think about it. Just think about this, y'all. Everywhere, all countries, even countries that's beefing with each other, everywhere. Everybody came to this one agreement. They're like, all right, we gonna leave that shit alone over there. We ain't gonna beef over there. We ain't gonna cause no problems. It's like a green zone. Like, hey, nobody and none of us. And for everybody to come together and agree on that in this greedy ass evil world that we living in, where government's trying to get over on each other and the other place trying to beat the other place. It's like a race on everything, technology and everything. You know, somebody, one of these countries, probably us, most likely us, you know what I'm saying, the United States, we would have been like, fuck that, and backdoored the other countries and like, yeah, we took over Antarctica, over the ice wall. That's ours now and everything, you know what I'm saying? But for everybody to be like, nah, we're going to leave it alone. That's how you know it's something over there, something important. Like, I know it's something going on. It's something going for sure. I'm not all the way, I don't know, but it's something going on. Like, and I believe it is a civilization over there. I believe it's like a different civilization over there. People that's living and probably thriving and got a whole system that they living by and that we don't know, can't even probably imagine. You know what I'm saying? And they probably over there, it probably ain't none of the shit that we got going on. This the real free land. I'm talking about everybody eating off trees, fruits, and beautiful paradise. Ain't no beef and no violence and none of that type of shit. None of that going on. Like, they probably living like how we supposed to be living. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion and my theories, you know what I'm saying? Entertainment purposes only.
This is the part 2 of the man going viral after exposing living creatures beneath our feet, then vanished without a trace. The interview that got him erased is now playing. Watch before they hit delete.
We have a native terrestrial reptoid species that we often refer to as the raptor species. They live down there. We have a indigenous native insectoid species, which we kind of think of as ant people. They live down there. We also have species, some who are not from here but live and work there, but also the ancient Lemurians, Atlanteans, when...
So it's a species that's not from here but live and work there. So what, they from a whole nother planet or something? Or?
Some of them went, underground. That's where some of the beginning of some of the Agarthan cities that we kind of think of as run by the Nordics, these sort of tall, blondie, blue-eyed folks who were originally Lemurian Atlanteans but went underground. So it's a mixture of native terrestrial species, mammalian, insectoid, reptoid, as well as other extraterrestrial species who have either been stationed here or in some cases have moved here to work here in some of those cities for the same reasons that people travel to other countries for jobs there as well, because they want to go to another place and do a job there instead of staying home where it's boring. So it's a number of species, most who are native terrestrial born species and a few extraterrestrial species.
And then he got his nose wiped right after speaking on all that shit. He disappeared. Ain't no telling where he at. They probably got him in an underground base right now, locked up. If he ain't done, if he ain't unalived. I'm about to do some research, see what happened to him. They say he disappeared. They got that boy underground at Area 51 somewhere at a base. Like, man, you spoke too much. We keeping you under here with the extraterrestrials. You want to talk all this? Get your ass in that room right there, man. You finna stay right there with E.T. That's crazy work, man. But I definitely believe it's something going on, y'all. I definitely believe it's something going on over on the other side of that wall, man, that ice wall, man. And I believe it's something in that inner earth, I guess. I believe it, man. Like, after hearing the stories and reading up and seeing the videos and stuff, like, I can't unsee it now. So I gotta do some more research, man. Hopefully we can get some more solid proof of everything, updated, you know what I'm saying? Proof. But we will see. We will see. For real, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Everybody tapped in. Take it day by day. Stay on way. Protect your peace watching these videos, man. Keep that love. Keep that good energy around. Keep vibrating those high frequencies. In the end, somehow, some way, we will win. With all this crazy shit going on, for real. Salute my content management moderators, everybody in the chat. I appreciate all y'all, man. Much love to everybody. It's your boy Thao, FamOver TV. Peace and love, health and wealth to everybody. I'll see y'all real soon. Peace.
FamOver.